Hello everyone. I wanted to create a quick video on how I bought gold. Um, Back in 2015, I just got out of the oil industry and I just wanted to understand what was happening in the rest of the economy because I hadn't looked at the overall economy for the past couple of years because the oil industry is very different. Their economies are usually the opposite of the rest of the economy, uh, especially in the upstream world. So when I did my analysis, I was like, oh crap, like the trajectory of this economy is not good. I didn't know when the depression was going to be. I just knew there was, and that I had to prepare and get all my ducks in the row because the ducks were not in row. They were many years away from being in row. Um, Luckily, it happened later so that I can prepare more, but it, I was just fortunate to figure it out. So like I look at decade trends and then I prepare based off those decade trends. I cannot time the market for the life of me. I tried and I can't do it. Some people are really good at it, good for them, but that's just not how I work. I just look at the cycles and based off the cycles, I just um, plan my life, my financial life based off of that. But I get a lot of questions on how I bought gold, and I just wanted to make a quick video on how I did it. Um, I was living in the Carolinas at the time, and I just didn't know where to buy it, so I was buying it online. Um, and primarily, initially, when I was there, I gold was in a bear market, so I bought from SD Bullion and JM. Sorry, SD Bullion and APMEX. Majority of my portfolio was bought at APMEX, and I bought these Canadian 1 ounce maple leafs. Um, Later on, I bought uh, the 2020 maples because these random years ran out, and then I bought the American Eagles from SD Bullion. Um, Primarily, the difference is ideally you want to get bullions that are, oh, well, at least this is how I looked at it, right? I wanted to get bullions that were easily recognizable to any dealer. Uh, and I found that like Canadian maples and eagles were the best option. Uh, Maples were pure because they have the 4 nines. 4 nines means 24 karat, 3 nines means 22 karat, and the premiums were lower. So I chose to buy the maples. Like I think maybe like 90% of my portfolio is maples, and then I have uh a couple gold eagles, and then I bought these buffaloes from JM Bullion. Uh, these 2020 buffaloes because whenever the market crashed in February, it was very hard to get gold, and this was something that was available, so I just bought them. I primarily use wire and check. Whenever it's like very large amounts, I use wires, and then they also have like e-check options, and also you can just send them a certified check or write them a check. Um, they're all professional. They're like I at least found them all professional, and um, they were all in packages. Initially, I just bought like a couple coins back in 2016, and then slowly, as I got more comfortable, I bought more and more. I'm somebody who is very slow at buying stuff because that's just how I am. Like to build a position, I just take time, like because I'm not somebody who trades or speculates, personally speaking. Um, but uh, some people use credit cards. I found that credit cards they charge extra fees, and the premium it makes the price go up. So like the best way to go about it is, at least for me, I found that like doing wires or the e-checks, the premiums were cheaper, and it was pretty quick to get them. I buy physical because I have clear ownership of it. We've lived in a world, we're currently living in a world where people want other people to manage their money because it makes them feel good, like, hey, I got somebody managing my money. But this concept of having other people manage your money is that you're giving up custody, meaning ownership of your money, to another person. I feel like giving up ownership of your money is basically giving up your financial freedom. It's one of the rights that you have in this country, is to have financial freedom. I'm a big believer that every person should want freedom in their life, and to get freedom means you have to take responsibility of your money, and by doing that, by taking physical custody of your money. Nobody else should be, you shouldn't depend on somebody having to have access to your money. So my investments are based off of that aspect. I'll go into more detail about why I'm afraid of giving custody to another person. I don't invest in IRAs, 401ks, because it gives ownership to another person, and I don't want my financial freedom to be dependent on another human being. I want to have my own personal ownership of all my assets and have clear title to them. I find that important. We stopped caring about that many decades ago, and we've been programmed to believe that by giving ownership, custody to another person, it will help us become more financially wealthy. I do not believe that. Previous generations did not believe that, and I think most people should be aware so that they can learn for themselves what financial freedom is. So having physical gold allows you to have ownership of your money, and in an event something happens, you can quickly sell it to a local dealer and convert it to whatever currency is out there. I think there's going to be a monetary reset soon, given this current environment. So having, at least for me, having ownership of my money I don't have to worry what the government or the banks will do with my money. It's just in my possession, and I don't have to worry about that at all. And I find that very liberating, to be honest. I think you should go on these websites. It's not financial advice, but like, just look into it, buy it. But this is how I personally did it. I'll make more videos on why I buy gold, and then you can revert back to this video and see where I bought it and how I bought it. But primarily, these are the three websites that I bought my gold from. They're all pretty large industry dealers, and luckily right now they have it. So there was a time whenever the crash happened back in February and March that these guys were running out. Every time that they would list it, it would run out almost within like 1 or 2 hours. The premiums were absolutely insane. Like, luckily the premiums have dropped since then, but like, man, the premiums were insane. So it takes time to do all this. It's not something you can do overnight. Like, some people ask me, hey, just let me know when to do it. I'm like, well, you got to start taking ownership, right? It's a whole mindset shift. So just look into it, see what works for you, which website you're you're comfortable with, but these are the 3 websites I went into. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.